The British Truck Racing Association Championship brought to you by HGV Direct. Genuine parts, genuine people. Hi and welcome to Brands Hatch for the first rounds of the 2015 British Truck Racing Association Championship. We've got 5 races in store for you today, so let's get down to the paddock and find out what all the news was about over the winter. We've got a new chairman this year, one of the front runners in Division 1, Steve Thomas. So a pretty busy winter. Tell us what's been going on.
Yeah, there's lots of things been going on. Obviously, we was oversubscribed for the Brands Hatch meeting with some of the foreigners. We was up to about 25 trucks. Obviously, we can only run 20 trucks on the track. So we've had to just put the British drivers who are going to be competing in the championship for 2015. So it's all British apart from one, which is good. I think it's one of the first times we've had all British drivers at Brands Hatch. A lot of new trucks are on the scene, and it's, as you can see by the paddock, it's coming together.
What are your aims now as the incoming chairman?
Just to bit more organisation within the BTRA, and just to make things bigger and better, really, and more professional. And I think this year will show a more professional side. And I think the racing will be a lot better as well, and good for the spectators. I'm pleased with the truck. We've qualified 4th behind 3 very fast trucks which have come from Europe. So I'm pleased at the moment. So
I'm with the defending champion, triple champion, Matt Summerfield at the start of the new campaign. Matt, I gather the winter's been busy. You've been racing in India, but also you had to get this machine ready for this weekend too.
Yeah, we've done a full preparation on the truck. His reliability is our main key feature as a team, and a good preparation and a good service on the truck over the winter, with a few tweaks here and there, of course, but nothing radical. But later on this season, we have got a new truck coming out the camp, so this has just been a service, bit of a tweak, and then there's a few mods that we've put into this that hopefully, if they work, we'll put them into the new truck.
You're the guy that everyone's looking to beat. 3 championships, and
we've just got a big target on our back, right? And he's Jim Bowen could actually have a bullseye program on the back of us, I think. But if we just keep finishing the races, last year we finished every race. Yeah. The reliability was impeccable, and obviously the drive as well. And that's what we need to just keep doing this year, isn't it?
So I'm with the 2011 champion David Jenkins, 3rd in qualifying today. Not a bad start to the season.
No, really pleased with the truck. Qualifying was a bit of a lottery this morning. Track went very slippy, a lot of traffic. Like I said, the usual list of drivers' excuses. But, I stuck it out, sat out there, saved the tyres till the end, until the circuit started to come back, and then just put a good lap in at the end. So really pleased with the setup from yesterday. Thrilled to bits with the new truck, and looking forward to the race, and 4 really competitive races tomorrow.
As you say, new truck. Tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, it's a 2011 European Championship winning truck, come from the JOANNE team in Germany. Once again supported with a factory spec MAN race engine. So yeah, we've definitely got all the right kit underneath this year.
Ryan Smith's a name you'll all know from last year as the most successful driver in terms of race wins in Division 2. He makes the move to Division 1 this year and has come out of the box fastest in qualifying.
Well, yeah, we was a little bit surprised, and we went out yesterday in free practice, and we was quickest. I think us and Jenkins was the only 2 teams to break the minute barrier. Very impressed with the truck, settled in very good. Went out for qualifying this morning. Conditions wasn't great, but we set the fastest lap and we ended up on pole. We're thrilled with it.
One of the most interesting stories we've got at the start of the year is a husband and wife team racing in the British Truck Racing Association Championship, Wayne and Joanne Eason. I'm going to start with Joanne first, because otherwise I know we'll never get a word in, because I know Wayne of old. But Joanne, how excited are you, and how much pressure is there on you racing in this championship?
No pressure. I'm just going to go out and enjoy myself and hopefully beat the boys.
You've raced before. I've commentated on you in the Fiesta Championship, which you did really well at. It must be a big difference coming into this from something like Fiestas.
It is in the wet, in the truck. It's a lot more slipperier.
Yeah.
Cars are easier, but the trucks are more fun.
A quick word then with Wayne. It must be really perhaps surreal racing against your wife as well as preparing the truck for her.
It is. It's been a few years. We raced karts together a few years ago, so it's a bit of a blast from the past. But it's nice to hopefully look at her in the rearview mirror as opposed to standing on the sidelines watching her race. Which seems to be the case at the minute. But I'm fairly certain that will change.
WD Motorsport, obviously you're running in several different championships now, and the trucks look absolutely brilliant. You must be a very, very busy team.
We are, yeah. I mean, the Clio stuff we do is serious and but enjoyable. The Fiesta stuff is we've got some good customers and some good fun drivers, so that's good. And this for us is just pure fun. A chance for the guys to enjoy themselves. It's a mega championship. It really is.
Well, this year many people are saying is the year of champions, and we've got the man who won the most titles out of the whole grid with us, Stuart Oliver. Stuart, great to see you back, and you've got a new truck this year.
Absolutely, yeah. We're really looking forward to it. We've got a lot of new trucks on the grid, so hopefully we can be up among them, and looking forward to it.
Well, this truck was on the grid with us last year, but with a different driver. So tell us a little bit about the kit.
That's right. It's FIA spec truck, sort of built by a Czech team, MKR Racing. So Chris Levet, as you say, had it last year, and we've sort of changed it a little bit and done a few tweaks and sort of our sort of what we think works to it. And today will be the decider on whether them's working or not.
Franz Schmidt, who you heard the club chairman talking about, and he's our one European driver. He's in truck number 4. Pole position though goes to Ryan Smith, with Stuart Oliver, the man we just heard from alongside, then Dave Jenkins and Steve Thomas, Matt Summerfield, the defending champion, back on row 3. We've got Steve Powell at the head of the Class B trucks. Now those of you, if you've watched it before, you'll know that normally we start the Division 2 trucks in front, but for the first race of the season they've decided to do it on qualifying times. Ryan Smith very keen to get away. Stuart Oliver in second place, third position, side by side, Steve Thomas and Dave Jenkins in the black digraph truck, who goes down the inside into third. Matt Summerfield in fourth place, and this is the view from the BTRA chairman, Steve Thomas, coming up the hill for the first time. Oh, and a big lock up there from Stuart Oliver. Very nearly runs into Dave Jenkins, but Jenks saw what was happening, and it was a Jenks jink to the outside, and he's up into second place. Oliver in third, Steve Thomas looking for fourth place down the inside of Matt Summerfield, and barges his way past in no uncertain terms. So Thomas through. I tell you what, this is going to be a very physical season. We're only on lap 1, and this isn't even a reverse grid race. I think a sensible decision from the organisers to run the fastest off the front. It enables them to have a little bit of a sort out, to weigh each other up in traditional race spec. The other races will be reverse grid races, so we've got bags of entertainment for you. But it's the pole position man, Ryan Smith, runner up in Division 2 last year, is getting away. Thomas and Summerfield very much hard at it. The new colour for Steve Thomas this year, being backed by HGV Direct, and HGV backing 2 drivers. Of course, you'll know that they also support Ricky Collett, and they've got double the chance of exposure. Collett goes through shot there, followed by Franz Schmidt in the bonneted number 4 machine. So the Division 2 runners enjoying their... The Division 2 champion has moved up to Division 1 as well. Simon Reed is in Division 1 this year, so we're most likely looking at a new Division 2 champion. And we had Steve Powell on pole. We'll go back to those guys in a minute, because we've got Summerfield and Thomas very much engaged in battle at the moment. This the view from Steve Thomas coming out of the Clark Curve onto the Bradford Straight here at Brands Hatch. As we go back, 28, the green truck of Jim Bennett going through. There's Brian Burt up ahead of Luke Garrett, the son of the late great Ross Garrett, former champion, making his debut this weekend.
Ricky Collett looks down the inside of Simon Reed. Simon in the red truck, the the reigning Division 2 champion, moving up to Class 1 for this year. And as you can see, these guys, absolutely incredible entry that we have this weekend, having to turn drivers away from Europe, which is a shame for the fans here, but the fans are getting to see the regular drivers that are going to complete the full championship season with us. Thomas and Summerfield still very much hard at it. It's still Ryan Smith out front. So here comes Simon Reed, followed by Ricky Collett. This is for 6th and 7th position at the moment. Collett multi-race winner. But out front, David Jenkins has caught back up with Ryan Smith, and he's looking at the outside line. Jenkins is having a go. He's got the fastest lap of the race on lap 2 and goes high, wide into Paddock Hill Bend. That's a brave move in a car. It's a phenomenal move in a truck, and he's almost on the dirt. Ryan Smith's defending. Jenkins is still on the outside line. They're side by side as they go around Druitt. This is incredible racing. Smith won't cede any of the racing line, and Jenkins has to go back to follow Smith down the hill. That was an incredible piece of racing by Jenkins, and Smith wasn't going to let go. He's arrived in Division 1, and he wants to open up his campaign with a Division 1 debut win. Cracking scrap between the two of them. He very clearly isn't going to give Jenkins an inch. Jenkins, the former champion himself, and the digraph track all over the back, of the one call machine of Ryan Smith. Now Jenkins has got to run down the inside, tries to go through, but Smith's just got enough momentum to come across, and he forces Dave Jenkins to go back to the outside line. And Jenkins, the Staffordshire racer, has got to try it all again. Can he get across? He's had a good run here. It could be that Jenkins will get the momentum down the hill. They're still side by side, but Ryan Smith's hanging on to it. They're coming up towards back marker traffic. Jenkins round the outside. He's got his nose in front, but he can't maintain it. And Smith again forces Jenkins off onto the grass, back on the circuit. Ryan Smith leads here at Brands. Welcome back to Brands Hatch for the opening round of the 2015 British Truck Racing Association Championship. On a big sideways moment there, I think that was Adam BINT who was getting in all sideways. Binty in the 58 truck. Here though is Frans Smit, the Dutchman, the only European that we were able to accommodate this weekend, which is disappointing in some respects, but fantastic we've got such a full grid. So well done to the organisers on putting together a terrific championship. And these are the Division 1 boys fighting it out. Stuart Oliver there in truck number 7, still in 3rd place. Dave Jenkins, by virtue of what you saw before the break, has dropped a little bit on the race lead at the moment. He's forced off onto the runoff area. Through goes Brian Burt in the white pink truck. Here's the race leader. We'd fully expect these guys to be lapping probably pretty much all of the field in Division 2. It looks like they might be on course to do that. So Steve Thomas in 33 leading the defending champion, Matt Summerfield. Summerfield down in 5th place at the moment. So these guys come across the line, tick off another lap. Summerfield dropping away a little bit from Steve Thomas. So Thomas in line for that 4th position, himself not too far away from Stuart Oliver. Here though is the man who leads Division 2, local driver Steve Powell in that immaculate number 3 truck, and he's doing a grand job. He's up ahead of Andy Lovenbury at the moment in Division 2 as we go back to Dave Jenkins having the full attention of Stuart Oliver as they go along Cooper Straight up in towards Surtees. So Ryan Smith, and Smith makes a mistake. That's Paddy Mack behind him, another former champion, Paddy McCumsky, who is the meat in the sandwich at the moment. And now, was that a brake problem or just a driver mistake from Ryan Smith? This is the first time, of course, that he's raced the truck. It hasn't damaged his lead at all. It's still Jenkins 2nd, Stuart Oliver in 3rd place. Paddy Mack, the man who's just passed him, running very strongly in Division 2. Which is good to see. Looks like Paddy could go on for a podium. But here's the view from Druitt. The race leader, Ryan Smith, comes through. Dave Jenkins still in 2nd. Stuart Oliver chasing hard. You can see the tyre marks from the trucks when they've gone errant, and some of them, as we said, have been forced onto the grass. So it's the digraph machine 2nd, Kelser in 3rd. One call leading at the moment. Through goes Simon Reed. That's Ricky Collett, I think, off in the gravel. Has rejoined. Collett seems to be having some problems. So Smith manages to get past Steve Powell. He's put a lap between himself and the Division 2 leader. Again, we would have expected that. Powell dutifully moves over. Great driving from Steve Powell. Jenkins goes through on the inside. Stuart Oliver will follow through as well. Now Jenkins is closing the gap on the race leader here. They're on to the last lap. I think it's too big a gap to do anything about. Stuart Oliver down the inside of the Division 2 leader. It looks like Steve Powell's going to pick up the spoils for this race, and this has been a terrific race. It hasn't even been a reverse grid race. We've got all of those to come. But through Druids for the last time, Ryan Smith, David Jenkins in second, then Stuart Oliver, followed by Steve Powell, who's a lap down. Terrific shot with the top 3 overall and the Division 2 leader all in shot. So Steve Powell well on his way, but Ryan Smith on his debut in Division 1 looks like he's going to take the win. And Dave Jenkins has caught him big time. Jenkins has caught the leader. It was a massive gap as they came across the line. Now has the race leader Ryan Smith got a problem? Jenkins is closing in. He takes the wide line. That really is the thinking racing driver's line there. Ryan Smith was defensive. Jenkins, as a result, was able to use a little bit more track and might get the run down the straight, but it looks as if Ryan Smith is going to hang on for a debut win in Division 1. Smith takes the flag. Jenkins second. Stuart Oliver third. Well, here's confirmation of the result. Smith from Jenkins and Oliver. Jenkins fastest lap. Then Steve Thomas and Matt Summerfield. Simon Reed sixth from Ricky Collett. Luke Taylor, Fran Smith and Steve Powell, the leading Division 2 runner, in 10th place. Steve was followed by Andy Lovenbury, Paddy Mack in 12th with Ryan Colson, then Jim Bennett, Brian Burt, Luke Garrett, JOANNE, EASON and Adam BINT.
In there, we're going to see if we can grab a very quick word, the first word, with the first winner of the season. Congratulations, Ryan, that was a tough race.
Amazing. We had a slight problem before we come out. The air tanks won't fill. I've got to take my hat off to Dave Jenkins. He pushed me all the way, he wouldn't let me go, he wouldn't leave me alone. I'd like to thank Steve Rothery for being on the radio. Absolutely stunning. I'm made up. Honestly, to all the mechanics, my dad, Nigel, I'm proud as can be.
Stuart Oliver just out of the truck and a podium first time out this year.
Yeah, I'm over the moon with that. Over the moon. We had a bit of a problem with the brakes on the first corner, the first lap, and I was a little bit wide. I broke the shock absorber off this front corner.
Oh, really?
So I had the whole race with no shock absorber. It was like being on a bouncy castle the whole race. It was unbelievable, but I'm quite pleased, to be on the podium on the first race, and now we know where everybody fits in the, on the track as far as performance. I'm sure if we can get it right, we'll have a good season,
That sounds good to me. Well done.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Dave Jenkins, well done. Second place in that race and fastest lap, so it looked pretty good out there.
Yeah, no, brilliant race really. Compromised ourselves in qualifying with a less than exceptional performance. Third on the grid, didn't have a very good start in the race, but recovered well, got some good pace. Struggled a bit with the traffic at times, it's just difficult on a tight track like this against competition as hot as it is this year. So really pleased with the overall result. Yeah.
Steve, great way to start the season, a win, the first win of the year in Division 2.
It couldn't have worked out better. Yeah, we was on pole. We had a fantastic start. I looked behind me because we had Paddy Mack behind, and he was nowhere, which was fantastic. And I wasn't really sure what was going on. I thought it's got to be someone else in the middle, but it wasn't. I kept looking behind and just kept on going and going. I backed off a little bit mid-race because I thought just to save the tyres and stuff like that, and just kept them at bay. And for the team and the sponsors and living local, it's fantastic what a start. Cannot believe it.
Ricky Collett finished the race, but I gather it's not good news from the team.
No, unfortunately, when we came in, the engine was lathered in oil, and when we cleaned it off, we got a big crack in the block, so the cranks tried to escape out the bottom of the engine, unfortunately.
And that's game over with 4 races left.
Yeah, 4 races, 40 points going begging, but hey ho, there we go.
So what will you do tomorrow? Is it mentoring or watching a bit of racing now?
It's going to be watching, do spectating for a change, hopefully see some close racing.
I'm sure we will. We wish you well. Sorry that you won't be there, and we'll see you at Pembrey.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you.
Joining Division 2, Luke Garrett, son of the late Ross Garrett. It's great to have you in the championship, Luke. And is your dad a great inspiration to you coming into the sport?
Yeah, I mean, I've watched Dad for many years with racing, and always wanted to do it. And it's just you've got to make sure you've got the right time, and think things are better this year for the business. So we decided we were going to come racing, and yeah, it's something I've always wanted to do. And my dad is a massive inspiration for me. He's been my idol for a long time. So yeah, it's quite important today. Obviously, there's got a lot of people here watching us and things like that. So hopefully we'll get a good result.
From HGV Direct, who are looking after us this weekend, and you've got an extra truck out this weekend as well.
Yeah, another one of our customers has joined the team. I'm not allowed to say Team HGV Direct because they are two definitely separate teams.
Okay.
So you've got Steve Thomas and obviously Ricky Collett. So I'm very proud to have them both out on the track in our colours. It's great.
It helps underline great results for your brand, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. Again, it just helps us put our name in front of more people. So that's what we're here to do.
And would you say that the crowds are quite knowledgeable about what you're doing here, or would you use this to promote as well?
There's a lot of people watch the racing. It's publicised on TV. It gets our name, our brand in front of the public, and hopefully in front of our prospective customers. So, all the better for getting a brand out in public.
And I guess you enjoy being here too.
Oh yeah, of course. The social element's really good.
Simon, thanks for that. Have a great weekend, mate.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Our second race of the weekend as we look at truck number 58, Andy Lovenbury. Row 1 though, Adam Bint, JOANNE EASON due to start up front, then Luke Garrett, Brian Burt on row 2. Reverse group, Ryan Smith starting at the back. He's got Ray Coleman, who wasn't in the first race. He starts up alongside him, but we're looking at the front row of the grid, and it's Adam Bint in 5 to his outside. It's Brian Burt. And Burt, I think, about to be passed by Luke Garrett down the inside into Paddock Hill Bend. A very good clean start from the Division 2 runners. Remember, the less modified trucks. And it's great from a spectating point of view and from a TV point of view that we get the exposure on these trucks at the start of the reverse group races, so they all get a little bit of focus. But it's Binty out front at the moment from Luke Garrett, the man we heard from just before the start of the race. And Luke's looking down the inside. Brian Burt in 3rd position. And here are the Division 1 runners. A very quick start from the back of the field by Ryan Smith, who's passed 2, maybe 3 trucks already. He's up ahead of Dave Jenkins, but straight on. There was a little clatter, I think, into the side of Matt Summerfield. And race 1 winner, Ryan Smith, is off at Paddock Hill Bend. That could have been a lot harder. It looks like he's glanced the padded wall that we've got there. Now that will normally necessitate a stoppage, because the truck's in a prone position. Jenks is off on the grass again. He's really being forced wide on these meetings. As we look at Luke Taylor in 79 being passed by Simon Reed. Reed takes, just as Reed takes the lead of Division 1, we've got red flags to recover Ryan Smith's truck. He was coming flying through from the back of the field. He's okay, which is the good news. Well, ready for the restart, Adam Bint and Brian Burt on the front row of the grid. It's Luke Garrett on the inside of row 2, and it's a cracking start once again. The Division 2 boys and girl, of course. Sorry, Joanne, I should have got that right probably on the first take. Who get away well and come up to Druids for the first time. So it's Adam Bint who leads the race. Brian Burt on the outside of Luke Garrett. You can see Steve Powell in the number 3 truck's got a lot of work to do. Here we go with the Division 1 runners. This time Ryan Smith is a little bit more circumspect and having a very good look. Ray Coleman at the back of the field. This the view from Matt. So what a fantastic shot that is. Simon Reed in 89, the reigning Division 2 champion. Stuart Oliver goes past. We're on the outside line of Franz Smith, who started up the front, who's been passed by a couple of trucks already. This is the second race of round 1 of 2015. Welcome back to Brands Hatch. Dave Jenkins takes 3rd position away from Franz Smith. There's a squirrely moment there for Stuart Oliver in truck number 7. Smith hangs on though to 4th position in Division 1. This the view for those runners coming along at the end of the Cooper Straight, but it's Luke Taylor leading the class from Matt Summerfield in the HRVS machine. Summerfield's going to have a look down the inside, very tight to the corner. And Luke Taylor in the Kelso machine hangs on out front. Here though is Steve Powell in number 3, the winner of the first race. Chasing hard, and problems for Luke Garrett in the white truck 42 is slowing up. Luke Garrett, who was running very strongly here in Division 2, looks like he's out of it. We've got Andy Lovenbury coming under pressure from Steve Powell. Lovenbury's Sisu, the wonderful mixture of trucks that we have in Division 2. It's so important to the championship, and that's why the racing format is having the Division 2 guys at the front, so that they get their moment of focus. This the scrap for second position. Jenkins is being pushed onto the grass again. Gets it all sideways, comes back onto the tarmac. Good truck control again from Dave Jenkins, but this the race leader for Division 1. Summerfield goes through truck number 1. Luke Taylor second, third place David Jenkins, fourth is Stuart Oliver in truck 7, hopefully now repaired, seems to be running well. It's Steve Thomas in yellow behind those, but now a run by Jenkins is going to go through. Jenkins in race 1, of course, was forced on the outside line by Ryan Smith. This time he's got the more traditional run through the inside, makes it up into second place. Jenkins second, and now the Kelso team running in formation, third and fourth place in Division 1. Matt Summerfield starting to get away. Summerfield still in last year's truck. You heard that in the interviews earlier on in the programme that they're planning a new truck, but he's got all these FIA specification trucks that are snapping away at his heels. Mistake from Taylor, he goes wide, and through goes his teammate Stuart Oliver. The two Kelso trucks still together. So Summerfield, Jenkins, Oliver, Taylor, Thomas. Then it's the Dutchman, Smith, following them through. So some really good dicing right the way down the order here in the Division 1 trucks, and they've got to try and catch up with the Div 2 boys at the front of the field. Led by a blue truck. So Fran Smith, here is Ryan Smith down the inside. In other forms of motorsport, Ryan Smith in the one cool light blue and white truck wouldn't have been able to restart. He was the cause of the stoppage, but the organisers very much want all the trucks on circuit so that we can entertain this massive crowd that we've got at Brands Hatch. Look at the background there, we've got loads of people on the bank on the outside of paddock watching the racing. South Bank's full up with cars, people watching from their cars as well. Thomas getting a little bit squirrely there. Ryan Smith still trying to come through. What you saw there was the back end just flick around. This is really difficult condition. I think there's some fluid down the track as well, which is making conditions a little bit difficult for them. Ray Coleman in 2, just saw at the back there the Potters bar base racer in the Renault. Thomas and Taylor very much at it. There is Ryan Smith up ahead of Fran Smith, then Simon Reed in 89. Reed up ahead of Ray Coleman. Simon in his first meeting in Division 1. Adam Bint though still leads the race, so Binty up front, up to third in class now, has got Steve Powell. So Steve making really good progress as well, and a big sideways moment there from Andy Lovenbury. Here come the Division 1 runners, Matt Summerfield still out front. 69, David Jenkins in black is second, third place is Stuart Oliver. So the three of them all together, and Jenkins was having a look up the inside, and you can see now this is where it gets exciting on the reverse grids. We've got 3 trucks scrabbling over the lead in Division 1, and they're catching up with some of the front runners from Division 2. So the crowd won't know where to look. It looked like damage there to Simon Reed possibly. Maybe catch up on that later in the race. So here comes across the line David Jenkins onto the last lap. It looks like Adam Bint is going to take an overall win, and a massive hit there for Andy Lovenbury in the Sisu. That is sad to see. Well, we're on the last lap. I suspect that the checker will go out. Goodness me, we have got the red flag out straight away, and the win therefore will go to Adam Bint from Steve Powell. Then Matt Summerfield wins Division 1. Dave Jenkins second in Div 1 from Stuart Oliver. Brian Burt comes home for a podium in Division 2 ahead of Jim Bennett. Then Steve Thomas, Paddy Mack, Luke Taylor in 10th position. And then Ryan Smith, Wayne Eason, Simon Reed, Ray Coleman, Fran Smith and Joanne Eason in 16th place. Fastest lap, Jenkins and Bint.
Mr. Adam Bint, what a way to start the weekend. Well, start the day.
Well, it's been had problems all winter, had a turbo blow up on Friday. This is just top of my weekend now. I'm happy I'll go home now. I got a win. First win in my career as well.
Yeah, well done.
So I'm really happy with that. All my brothers now helped me all through the winter. It's just spot on. The truck's feeling good. So hopefully a bit more better results now.
So Steve Powell, another podium.
Yeah, I think I nicked second. I don't know whether they go back a lap with a red flag, but I had a great battle with Andy. Really good fun. Really, really good. Yeah.
And really hooked up. You were coming from the back, obviously, after yesterday's win.
Yeah, I knew it'd be a struggle to be fair because a lot of them are quicker, but just brilliant. But really good fun. Really good fun.
Here we go then, Matt Summerfield. How about that?
That was magic, mate. He's shame we didn't do the 15-minute race like, but I tell you what, that bit of kit that Dave Jenkins is sport's fast, isn't it? But if we stay reliable, just be a bit tactical on the track and play it clean, I think we can do something this year. Really looking forward to it. That was brilliant. That was.
Dave Jenkins, second position. I think fastest lap again. How was the race?
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, challenging. Brilliant. The team worked again. The truck's amazing. The setup was amazing. The support from the family's amazing. The support from the crowd's amazing. We're here. We're set for 2015 now, definitely.
You didn't say the driving was amazing, but it was because you came through from the back.
The driving's not bad, but up against Matt Summerfield. The trouble is, me and Matt, we've grown up together. We've run away from the police together. I've got nothing left in my armoury against Matt, I'm afraid, so it's going to be as fair as it gets. Yeah. So, I think this is the start of things to come this year. But the other way round with any luck.
Cracking race. Well done, Dave. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. So, Ryan, what happened up at paddock?
Well, Matt Summerfield had a slow start, so I put it down the outside of him. My radio man told me I'd got position on him, and then he just caught me back wheel, and obviously sent me into the gravel. Flat spotted both fronts, damaged the rear wheel. Lucky to get back out there on the restart. We got out, we finished the race, but not the happiest I've ever been, I must say. But Robin's racing and all that, so onwards and upwards to the next race.
One of the things we wanted to do is go behind the trucks a little bit more, and we're calling this section of the programme Truck Tech. I'm going to hand over to Stuart Oliver, who's going to tell us a little bit about the engine.
Yeah, well, what we've got here basically is a typical race engine, based very much on what you see going up and down the road every day. This is a Volvo/Renault 13-litre engine. Heavily turbocharged, much more than what you've got on a standard road truck, but the basics in the engine is what you see every day, or what is on the road. From the turbocharger, the compressed air goes through a big intercooler to cool it down, to then go into the inlet manifold into the engine to feed the fuel to all that compressed air. You have big injectors, bigger fuel injection system that you would have on a standard truck, which is controlled by a sophisticated computer system that's stored in the cab. From that you have a mixture of air and fuel, which gives this engine an output of around about 12 to 1300 brake horsepower, wherein it's every day going up and down the motorway format it's putting out 450 to 500 brake horsepower. So it's all technology, fuel injection system that gives you the extra power.
Race 3, another reverse grid race. There's the man that won overall, his first overall win, as you heard, BINT. Superb weekend for him. He starts at the back of the group, but it's Wayne EASON and Paul McCumsky on the front row, Jim Bennett and Brian Burt on row 2. For the Division 1s, Franz Schmidt and Ray Coleman scheduled to start on the front, followed by Simon Reed. So there is Wayne EASON on pole position. Paddy McCumsky to his outside. Then Jim Bennett and Brian Burt on row 2, followed by the number 3 truck of Steve Powell. We go racing here at Brands Hatch. Great start by Brian Burt round the outside of Jim Bennett. He's going to have a look at the outside of Paddy Mack as well at Paddock Hill Bend. Jim Bennett tucking in behind. Steve Powell pacing himself well in the number 3 truck. Nothing rash from these guys. Binty's got away quick as well. Adam Bint round the outside, up ahead of Steve Powell. Good clean stuff again from the Division 2 runners. Some really good competitive racing, close racing and clean racing in that class. Here are the Division 1 boys, and away we go. Franz Schmidt is there. Ray Coleman to the outside. Then it's Steve Thomas in yellow. The outside of him, Ryan Smith, being a little bit more circumspect this time. He wants to get through undamaged. Luke Taylor in 79 gives us our onboard as we go in the sunshine up the hill to Druids for the first time. And it's Ray Coleman leading here. Great experience for Ray to lead a race, but look, if he looks in his mirrors, he won't want to do that too often. He'll see this great big pack of trucks who almost go 3 wide down the hill. Oliver down the inside of Simon Reed, locks up big time there in the Kelso truck you saw. This is fantastic stuff. Jim Bennett up ahead of Adam Bint, then Steve Powell. Binty on the wide line, the Whitney-based driver in the Volvo white. There's Dave Jenkins as we go back to the Division 1 runners. Simon Reed in 89 ahead of Stuart Oliver. Quite a few championships between those two guys. Must be, I think it's 11, isn't it, with 10 for Oliver, 1 for Reed. Side by side, Steve Thomas looking for the race lead of Division 1 on the inside. Thomas goes through into the Division 1 lead. Ray Coleman, who led those early stages very well indeed. That's all brilliant experience for him. Division 2s go through. Wayne Eason in second place, Brian Burt in third, followed by Jim Bennett. More for you after the break. Back at Brands Hatch, we are in race 3 of the opening round of the 2015 Championship for the British Truck Racing Association. Jim Bennett up ahead of truck number 3, Steve Powell, who's had 1 win so far to his credit, and Steve's trying to work his way through the field. There's Steve Thomas going out of shot in yellow. Ray Coleman followed by the digraph machine of Dave Jenkins. Just saw flashing through shot the Ryan Smith one call machine. Jenkins runs a little bit wide there, loses ground on Ray Coleman, who's running very well here. Ray Coleman picking up some terrific experience. Stuart Oliver about to come through and pass Simon Reed in the 89 machine. Matt Summerfield looks up the inside as we go back to the Division 2 runners. Paddy McCumsky leading this one. Wayne Eason in second there in the red 20 truck from number 3. Steve Powell, who takes third position away from Brian Burt in the glorious Volvo white. The Bristolian running well. So through go the overall leaders and the Division 2 leaders, who I suspect will probably get caught by the Division 1 trucks. You saw the flash of blue, Paddy McCumsky going through in the Volvo. Back with the Division 1 runners there, and a brief glimpse of Fran Smith before we go back and catch Ryan Smith now on terms with Ray Coleman. There though is the front truck going into the 99 truck going out of paddock now, ahead of 4 machines all disputing second place. Here's Paddy McCumsky, the leader of the race. He's got a very, very good clear run at the moment ahead of Steve Powell, who is running slightly faster. Wayne Eason in third ahead of Brian Burt, Jim Bennett, then Steve Thomas, and Thomas is leading Division 1. He's got quite a lead on his colleagues at the moment. Saw Luke Garrett go through Ray Coleman. A little bit of contact there. Coleman goes wide. Ryan Smith and Stuart Oliver through. Coleman back on track very quickly, so a good recovery from him. So Wayne Eason, I think, about to get mugged for third place in the race by Steve Thomas. Brian Burt might want to do a little bit of racecraft here and see if he can get some momentum up and follow Steve Thomas through. Thomas goes through on the inside of Wayne Eason. Are we going to see Brian Burt come through as well? So Thomas up to third position in the race. He's got Steve Powell immediately in front of him. And then out front, Paddy McCumsky leading this one. There is Fran Smith, our Dutch visitor, still running and about to lap JOANNE Eason. In fact, I don't think it's lap, I think it's probably just past JOANNE Eason, isn't it, at the moment? So JOANNE's still on the lead lap, so my apologies, Joe. So Franz manages to go past. Again, a extremely wide moment there, I think, by Jim Bennett. Ryan Smith to the outside of Brian Burt. Hats off to Brian Burt there. He saw the faster trucks coming through, and that was a real effort on his part to keep that truck tight and leave that outside line for Ryan Smith, which he did. So great piece of driving there from the Division 2 truck. Wayne Eason still there with Ryan Smith all over the back of him, and this is the point in the race where we get all of the faster trucks coming through. Oh, and a bash on the side. Ray Coleman dishing some out there and leading on Jim Bennett. Here though is Steve Thomas side by side for second position in the race. And it's the lead because behind them is Paddy Mack. So the Division 2 lead has changed. Steve Powell is now the leader in Division 2. And out front, it's Steve Thomas in the 33 machine that leads. There is Adam Bint and Franz Schmidt, both involved in a cracking battle a little bit further down. So now it's 3 trucks for the lead, all Division 1, and Jenkins is through. Dave Jenkins is through into the lead. Steve Thomas second, Brian Smith is third. Then it's Stuart Oliver in 7th, so the Division 1 trucks have come through. And this is exactly how the championship works out. And going wide is Steve Thomas, and through on the inside goes Ryan Smith. Through as well now is going Stuart Oliver side by side, but it's David Jenkins out front. Are we going to see a third different winner in Division 1? It looks as if we might. Oliver goes up to third. Steve Thomas is down to fourth. The fastest lap of the race is with Ryan Smith. He's running in second position. So Smith's got the fastest lap. Steve Powell quickest in Division 2. Look at this battling we've got here. To the outside line goes Brian Burt. Jim Bennett is in the mix as well. Terrific racing from the trucks, but it's Dave Jenkins, could be on for his first win of the year. Ryan Smith's right with him, then Stuart Oliver in third position. But the fastest man on track is the Chaser. The one call machine chases the digraph back leader, and it's Jenkins who, I've got to say, isn't going overly defensive at the moment, and it looks like Jenkins is going to take his first win of the year. Ryan Smith goes wide off onto the grass. Can he hang on to second position? Jenkins wins! Third different winner from 3 races. Ryan Smith takes second place from Stuart Oliver, then Steve Thomas. Ray Coleman comes home in 5th position ahead of Matt Summerfield and Luke Taylor. Steve Powell picks up a second win in Division 2 from Paddy Mack. Franz Schmidt in 10th position, 11th, and a podium slot for Brian Burt ahead of Jim Bennett, then Adam Bint and Luke Garrett. Simon Reed, JOANNE and Wayne EASON complete the finishers.
Dave Jenkins coming out of the truck. David, very quick word. Well done, mate.
Yeah, thank you very much. Cracking. Yeah, good race.
Those reverse group ones are so physical.
Yeah, they're hard work. No, good fun, great for the crowd. Just really pleased, just need some more of it. So, really pleased.
A win, Steve. Well done, mate.
Yeah, a great race again, yeah. I didn't think I had no chance starting from the back, and got a bit of clear traffic, and it's fantastic, yeah.
Same again for 4 and 5?
I hope so, yeah. I'm not going to say anything, we'll see what happens. No, I'm really pleased with it. Yeah, busy race, really, to be fair. Yeah, fantastic.
Well done. We'll see you in race 4.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So, Paddy, great second place there. You were leading for such a long time.
Yeah, I thought I'd got it in the bag, and I kept looking behind me, and I never realised Stephen was coming. And when I realised it was there, it was too late, because I know he's got the legs on mine, but if I'd have pushed a bit harder, who knows. But I just got that bigger gap, and I just thought I was comfortable, but that's racing.
So, Brian, second podium on the bounce here in race 3. Well done.
Yeah, we've had a few problems with the truck to start with. We've got a new front axle on. All the boys have done well. They got up together. Just getting used to it now. 2 third podiums on. Yeah, it's going well. You try and get some more, get a bit farther forward.
It's great. You know, the fans love the truck because it's one of the bonneted ones, the sort of traditional American look to it. So, do you feel the love out there from the terraces as well?
Yeah, I can hear them under the helmet cheering for me all the time I come round, so it gives me a good boost to keep me going and keep getting more places and better places.
It's really good to see. Congratulations, mate.
Thank you very much.
Kelsa are one of the best known names in the British Truck Racing Association Championship, and they're back with us again with a really good presence in the paddock this year. Nathan, you're from the team.
I am.
Why is it that Kelsa are here?
Well, we're here because we've got our own team now, and we enjoy being here. It's a lovely atmosphere, great weekend, and it helps promote our products that we make throughout the haulage industry.
What sort of products do you have, and what do people buy from you?
We make the light bars, the stainless steel light bars. We do them for a full range of all the different makes and models of wagons.
How enjoyable would you say a race weekend is?
Oh, fantastic! Yeah. Look forward to it from when it finishes to when it starts.
Race 4 of the weekend. We're looking at Brian Burt
alongside Paddy Mack. Of course, those guys were on the podium in race 1, so they start towards the rear of the field. It's Wayne Eason and Luke Garrett who line up at the front, then Adam Bint and Jim Bennett. Simon Reed and Franz Schmidt for Division 1, and then Luke Taylor and Matt Summerfield. Dave Jenkins with all the work to do in the digraph machine from the back of the field. But we're with the Division 2 trucks coming down to the line. Wayne Eason alongside Luke Garrett in 42. Very fast start there from Adam Bint. And we're going to see another good orderly start from the Division 2 runners. It looks like we are. They're all through Paddock Hill Bend safely, and it's Wayne Eason leading as they go up the hill for the first time. So the WDE Motorsport boss in front at the moment. Luke Garrett looking to his outside. Then it's Adam Bint third from Brian Burt. Then Jim Bennett. Bennett in the green machine. Paddy McCumsky coming through. Steve Powell is at the back of the event. You can see here there's all of these guys know that they can't win the race on the first corner. Here we go though, the Division 1 start is underway, and contact there on Franz Schmidt. Matt Summerfield tucked into the back of him. Luke Taylor on the inside in 79. Schmidt comes through in okay. Dave Jenkins looking around the outside in the black digraph truck. We've got bits and pieces off on the gravel on the outside. We thankfully haven't got a truck on the outside line. Ray Coleman goes through in 2. But it's Simon Reed leading. Luke Taylor gets it sideways. Franz Schmidt in second place. Through comes Matt Summerfield. Dave Jenkins on the inside of Steve Thomas. Then it's the Kelso truck of number 7. Stuart Oliver squeezing past Steve Thomas. Side by side along Cooper Straight. Oh, it's Simon Reed leading the field at the moment. Matt Summerfield has come through to second. And Dave Jenkins up to third place. Has come through well. Franz Schmidt about to be passed, I think, by Steve Thomas. Ryan Smith, his truck not looking happy. It's very battle scarred at the moment, but the team working hard between the races, trying to refettle it, get it back out on track and back up to the speed that secured pole position in Saturday's qualifying time. Matt Summerfield goes through on the inside of Simon Reed to take the lead. The man that Simon Reed bought the truck from, Dave Jenkins, is looking up the inside line, so Jenks is going to bring that FIA spec truck through into second position. So back with the Division 2 runners, and as you can see, Steve Powell making progress up ahead of Brian Burt once again. Then Jim Bennett goes through. Again, we'll be looking for the Division 1 runners who start around about 30 seconds behind to try and catch up. It gives the fans such a huge amount of action to follow on the circuit right the way through all the races. Paddy Mack at the back of the field. That's Ryan Colson looking down the inside there in his Iveco to try and make up a position, but leading this one at the moment, it's Luke Garrett out front. More action after the break. Through go the Division 1 runners. JOANNE Eason at the back of that gaggle. Ryan Colson gets it all sideways. Jim Bennett is safe though. Paddy McCumsky behind them. Brian Burt in the Volvo white at the head of that gaggle of Division 2 trucks. Now remember, the Division 1 boys are chasing. Matt Summerfield goes through. Summerfield in blue leads Division 1. Then Dave Jenkins in 69, followed by Stuart Oliver in 7. 3 different winners so far in Division 1, 2 different winners in Division 2. 2 wins for Steve Powell, 1 for Adam Bint. There is Ryan Smith, who won the opening race outright from pole position. Luke Garrett, though, getting some very good experience here of leading the race. He's got Adam Bint, who's chasing his second win. Steve Powell in behind, who's already had 2 wins. And we could be looking, or we are definitely looking at 3 of the championship favourites, I think, because once Luke gets himself bedded into the Formula, he'll be running well as he is now. Runs a little bit wide. Binty comes through, takes the lead. Luke Garrett down to second. You can see Luke looking in his mirrors to see where Steve Powell is. Steve right behind him, but Luke Garrett, he'll be disappointed with that non-finish in race number 2. He scored very, very consistently in the other races so far. So the Div 1 boys starting to make a little bit of progress, but Adam Bint, his first win, as you heard, in race number 2 of this meeting. There's Dave Jenkins, lost a little bit of ground on Matt Summerfield. There's Wayne Eason in truck number 20. the Iveco Stralis, up ahead of Jim Bennett in 28, the Northland-based racer. Across the line we go again. Matt Summerfield past Luke Garrett, and looks like we've had a problem for Stuart Oliver. He's rejoined from the pit lane. The key thing for Stuart Oliver is to get the truck to the finish so he doesn't lose too many points. So Adam Bint out front, Steve Powell second. Powell runs wide, Matt Summerfield's going up the inside, Dave Jenkins is through and past Luke Garrett in black, but here's side by side for second place, up into second position. It's the Division 1 leader, Matt Summerfield, the triple champion, up ahead of Steve Powell. Powell still looking for another win. I heard him say that how pleased he's with the results that he's had so far. Could well be on course for the Roger Brookfield Memorial Trophy for the best performance over both classes of the weekend. But Dave Jenkins is through. Jenkins is through in front of Summerfield. So Jenkins leads the race. Matt Summerfield down to second, but looking to challenge. The HRVS truck looks back down the inside. They're closing up now on the race leader, so it's Adam Bint, the clear leader in Division 2, leads the race, but the Div 1 boys are coming, having their own squabble, and they've got to deal with the pass as well. Summerfield to the outside line. Dave Jenkins this time holds the defensive cards and runs wide. There's Joanne EASON in the Seddon Atkinson, and Joanne still running well, picking up some useful points in the races. And it's Summerfield that's come through, and there's a clatter there with Adam Bint. Dave Jenkins is going to dive down the inside of Binty. Binty's down to third place, but still leads Division 2, and the Division 1 runners have gone past. So it's Matt Summerfield out front again. So Summerfield looks like he could be the first winner here. Now we're being told that there's a penalty for Dave Jenkins on track limits. Now he'll want to appeal that, because these things very, very marginal here, and you get the odd occasion where you're forced wide off the track, but at the moment Jenkins showing with a penalty. There is Luke Taylor in a fantastic scrap with Ray Coleman. As onto the last lap now goes Steve Thomas in third place. This is the battle for the podium. Ryan Smith is fourth. Adam Bint is still leading Division 2. He is in fifth place as Jenkins dives down the inside as they go into Druid. Jenkins takes the lead, runs wide, but not too wide. That was pretty much inch perfect from Jenkins. So Summerfield down to second. But remember, Jenkins has got a penalty hanging over him. It's Matt Summerfield in second. Brian Burt parked up on the infield safely and very much out of harm's way. Steve Powell goes through, still second in Division 2. What a race this has been, a very, very physical weekend. But it's Dave Jenkins who is going to take the win on track. Here we come. He has got a time penalty hanging over him, but he takes the checkered flag. Matt Summerfield in second. Steve Thomas will take third place there ahead of Ryan Smith. Well, the official result did confirm Dave Jenkins as the winner from Matt Summerfield. Steve Thomas in third from Ryan Smith. Adam Bint wins Division 2 from Steve Powell. Ray Coleman seventh from Luke Taylor and Simon Reed, with Luke Garrett grabbing a first podium in 10th place. Jim Bennett next from Franz Smith, then Wayne EASON, Joanne EASON and Stuart Oliver completing the finishes.
A cracking drive. I know we get het up with officials' decisions and things like that, but how do you see it?
Yeah, chuffed to bits. I would think the penalty's unfair. I'm going to have a look at the data now, go and see if there's any legitimate grounds for appeal. I don't know at this moment. Whichever way it goes, either me or Matt were a worthy winner, and that's how it is.
A little bit of deja vu, Matt Summerfield.
You all right, mate?
Well done.
Thank you very much. That was unreal, mate. The start was unreal. We just proper got boxed in. It was amazing, mate. It was amazing. We was keeping it together, but there's a couple of them B-class lads were chucking some right stuff out there machines. There was diesel and water and all sorts, and it just went absolutely like an ice ring at one stage. But we kept it together, and brilliant. I'm over the moon. I'm absolutely over the moon. Here we are in the little old lorry that we've had for a few years now, and we're still doing it. We're still doing it.
So Steve Thomas, a Division 1 podium, overall podium.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely fantastic. After the problem I had in the last race where I was running first, 3-second gap, the truck went into limp mode. I've had a new engine fitted by MAN and they've put all new sensors on, so I was really gutted on the last race. So I had a pretty bad start this time, but we got through some of the traffic, and I think a few of the other competitors have got problems, so made it a bit easier. But I've got Ryan, right behind me most of the time. But brought it home third, so I'm happy.
So another win for Adam Bint, and you had to come through again.
Oh yes, like I said earlier, this truck's now it's on its top performance now, so keep on with what we're doing. I think we'll get some more points and hopefully win the championship.
Steve Powell was right with you on the line though.
Oh yeah, well I've developed a misfire now. It's the last lap it was misfiring, so I was trying to just hang on to it and just not let him pass. So it's it'll be good season to watch. I think a lot of entertaining racing.
Another cracking drive, and you nearly caught Adam Bint.
Yeah, had a good run. He had a bit of a lead. I took a gamble. I thought I'd let we had a few A-class come through. I thought I'd let them go. Hopefully they'd hold him up a bit, but it didn't really pay off. But nearly one more lap we might have done. But I'm over the moon with second. So
Luke, a podium. That's a great result.
Yeah, first one. So yeah, real good result. We had a bit of problems this morning with power, but we seem to have sussed it. So yeah, very happy, and hopefully we might get another one next time. We'll see.
And you had the experience of leading in that race as well.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I got to admit, Adam and Steve put me under a lot of pressure, and obviously, sort of first sort of meeting, it was I couldn't handle it, and they got past. So yeah, not so good, but never mind.
With Andy Fulcher, the operations director with the Lenham Group, who are involved with us in the British Truck Racing Association Championship. Andy, it's good to see you here. Thanks for your involvement. Tell us a little bit about the company first of all.
Lenham Storage, family-owned business, started in 1946. Operate about 260 vehicles, based in Lenham in Kent, doing deliveries all over the UK for our major customers. Specialise in grocery logistics, fast-moving consumer goods.
And what's the connection with the Truck Championship?
We're proud to sponsor the truck racing. It's a local event here at Brands Hatch. Fantastic spectacle here at Brands Hatch Truck Racing. I was here for the touring cars last week. I think it's even better spectacle than the touring cars, to be honest. The trucks thundering down around the track is absolutely brilliant.
So here's a look at the 2015 calendar. Our next event at Pembrey in South Wales on the 23rd and 24th of May. Following that, we're at Hampshire and Thruxton Circuit on the 13th and 14th of June. We hope that you can join us for one of those two great events. And so on to the last race of the weekend. It's been a very long, very tiring for the drivers and teams weekend. And pole position goes to Wayne Eason with Jim Bennett alongside, Luke Garrett and Steve Powell on row 2, then Adam Bint and Ryan Coulson. Division 1 headed by Stuart Oliver with Fran Smith, Simon Reed and Luke Taylor following. David Jenkins after his win with a lot of work to do. Eason and Bennett though on the front row of the grid. Luke Garrett and Steve Powell are behind, then Adam Bint, and we're underway here for the last race of the day at Brands Hatch. And a good start by Wayne Eason, who leads from the inside into Paddock Hill Bend, down the hill at Halewoods. Jim Bennett's round the outside in the green 28. The Seddon Atkinson. And it's Wayne Eason out front, up to Druids for the first time. Then coming through, it's Luke Garrett second, Steve Powell up to third. Here come the Division 1 boys. And they rumble over the line. It's a great start by Stuart Oliver in the Kelso truck, leading his teammate Luke Taylor in second position. Then it's Simon Reed, followed by Ryan Smith in the One Call truck, hoping to get a few points back here. But it's Oliver from Taylor, then Reed. Smith in fourth position, side by side between Ray Coleman and Matt Summerfield. That's decided in favour of Summerfield. Steve Thomas comes down the inside. The Lantern truck goes off onto the grass, rejoins the track. The Lantern will be lighting up the track instead of the grass in a minute, but here we come for the race lead, and Luke Garrett side by side with Wayne Eason, and Garrett's got the lead. He's got his nose in front. He's also got the advantage of the inside line into Paddock Hill Bend with Steve Powell right behind him. So Steve Powell challenging for second position now. Up the hill they come, and it's Luke Garrett there. Wayne Eason on the outside line, he's fighting back. Great racing from Wayne, gets a little bit crossed up at Druids, and he's fighting, he was fighting for the lead, loses second place to Steve Powell, and Jim Bennett's going to try and come through as well. But good racing from the pair. Bennett side by side with him as they go down to Graham Hill Bend, and Wayne Eason hangs on to third place. Here come the Division 1 runners. Absolutely incredible racing. Here come the Div 2 boys at the front of the field. Bennett's still in third place, but it's Luke Garrett leading once again here at Brands. So here is the leader. Luke Garrett leads the race from Steve Powell in second. Powell looks to the outside line at Druids. Jim Bennett is there in third. I don't think there's a cutback to be had going down the hill, and Garrett will hang on to it. The second generation racer still leading. It's Steve Powell in second. I think we're going to see a lot more great scraps between these two over the course of the season. So Garrett's still there. Look at the wider line that Steve Powell is doing. It's a slightly defensive post, quite rightly so, from Luke Garrett, the race leader. And Powell was all over the back of him. Steve Powell here looking for his third win of the weekend. The other two having been taken by Adam BINT. And here comes Powell, comes offline, looks down the inside. Luke Garrett will look across. Is he going to be able to hang on? No, he can't. Under braking into paddock. It's Steve Powell that takes the lead, on his way possibly for a hat-trick of wins and the lead in Class 4 Division 1. Now sadly we've lost Adam BINT in this one, and BINT has scored very well in the three races. Jim Bennett still in third. Now remember, the Division 1 boys are chasing me. Look how hard the back end was coming around. That just goes to show you how hard these boys push these trucks. Jim Bennett still in third position. Then coming through, it's Stuart Oliver, the lead Division 1 truck, made great progress and he's up to fourth place. Oliver piling the pressure on Jim Bennett. Bennett won't worry about ceding that position. Wayne EASON still running fourth in class at the moment. He's got Brian Burt all over him, and the truck running second in Division 1 is Ryan Smith, but Oliver going to the wide outside line. Jim Bennett not making life easy for him, but why should he? They're fighting for the overall place. Bennett though here, sticking to the inside line, and that wide sweep through Clark Curve onto the Bradburn Straight sees Stuart Oliver through into third place. It's Steve Powell out front, Luke Garrett second, Stuart Oliver in third position. So Oliver here has had a very, very good run indeed. And are we going to see a fourth different winner? We've had, incredibly, in Division 1, 2 wins for Dave Jenkins, a win for Matt Summerfield, a win for Ryan Smith. And at this stage, you've probably got to be very brave to bet against Stuart Oliver. Wayne EASON having been passed by Luke Taylor, and indeed Brian Burt now. But Wayne's still getting some mileage in the 20 truck. Jim Bennett goes through, then Ryan Smith. Matt Summerfield is right behind him as well. So Smith and Summerfield through on the inside of Jim Bennett. Here comes Simon Reed in 89. Then it's Luke Taylor. Truck number 70 there as well, Brian Burt. Still running pretty well. He's put some good mileage on that truck this weekend. Luke Garrett sticks to the outside of the track, so Ryan Smith is through, so too is Matt Summerfield. Steve Powell still the leader in Division 2, up ahead of them. So Stuart Oliver, the race leader, and getting away. I don't think there are going to be enough laps for the likes of Matt Summerfield and Ryan Smith and company to close in. Down the hill we go. Ryan Smith looking down the outside line. You can see that truck really has been through the mill at this meeting. Summerfield starting to pile the pressure on Ryan Smith. Summerfield's truck. Summerfield putting in some very quick laps and looks up the inside for second position. Is Ryan Smith going to lose out here? Smith is on the grass. Summerfield is monstering in big time. Summerfield's got the racing line here and could go for the sweep. Drops back in behind Smith for third place. What a cracking piece of truck racing action we've got here. It's still Stuart Oliver leading, and we're looking at a battle for second place between Ryan Smith and Matt Summerfield. Here comes Steve Powell, still the Division 2 leader, and he's up ahead of Ray Coleman at the moment. David Jenkins, if you're wondering where he was, is coming through, manages to pass JOANNE EASON. He's got Luke Taylor behind him. Jenkins currently running in 5th position in class as we go back to the scrap for second. This the closest battle on circuit. Summerfield goes for the wide line into Druids. Steve Thomas about to come past the 28 machine of Jim Bennett. Jim running third in class here, so Jim's having a very good run. See see the Bungay-based driver perhaps on for a podium. Through goes second and third, still very close indeed, and Matt Summerfield all over the back of Ryan Smith. The one call machine here could probably do with some clear track to try and have a go at cutting the lead back of Stuart Oliver, but he's got his mirrors full of the defending champion, the treble champion, right behind him, chasing the man who was second in Division 2 last year. And Summerfield is about to have a go. It looks very much as if that's the case. Is he going to come offline and look to the outside? Smith knows that's the difficult way round. Covers the line on the inside. Summerfield to the outside. Possibility of a cutback if Smith needs room coming down the hill. Well, Summerfield follows him pretty much wheel for wheel as they come up towards Druids. Goes for the wide sweep again. Summerfield working his truck, and he's got round the outside line. Can he hold on? He manages to use the room that's there, and a great piece of fair racing between the pair of them. I take my hat off. Ryan Smith could have bummed him off on the grass. He didn't. He left room. There was enough room there for Summerfield to come through. Wonderful piece of racing. Summerfield second, Ryan Smith in third. And, you know, we can give the plaudits to Ryan Smith there, but you've got to take your hat off to Matt Summerfield for that very, very brave manoeuvre that started on the outside at Druids the hairpin. You see car racers do that, they wind up in the gravel, but Matt Summerfield made that look so easy. That was a difficult move, an incredible move, great piece of racing. Here though is the Division 2 leader, Steve Powell, still in the mix, chasing down Ray Coleman. Brian Burt is in the mix there, he's a lap down at the moment. Brian's still running fourth in class, Wayne EASON fifth in Division 2, and Joanne in sixth position as we look at Matt Summerfield running second in the race. But here is the race leader. It's going to be 4 different winners from 5 races in the opening round of the British Truck Racing Association Championship, because the 10-time champion Stuart Oliver has brought the Kelsa truck into the lead in the early stages, and now down the straight, and he'll see the checkered flag, and it's Oliver that takes the win in race 5. Matt Summerfield will take second position from Ryan Smith. Summerfield getting the fastest lap of the race. And here's confirmation of the result. Oliver, Summerfield and Smith from Simon Reed, then Dave Jenkins and Luke Taylor. Ray Coleman next from Steve Thomas. Steve Powell makes it a hat-trick in Division 2. Luke Garrett's on the podium again, he takes second position. Then Jim Bennett on the podium in Div 2 ahead of Brian Burt, Wayne and Joanne EASON.
Stuart Oliver, congratulations on that win. Thank you very much. That was I wouldn't say it was easy, but it was obviously a benefit to be starting on pole. But I enjoyed that. It was good. You know, we had a lot of problems this weekend, and everybody's worked hard. So it was, you know, payoff on the last race to take a win. You've been working hard with the truck all weekend. Absolutely. We've had a lot of teething problems and a lot of issues, but you know, we seem to be getting the mind out now. So looking forward to the next round. How was that weekend for you then?
It's been a bit up and down. It was a bit slow to start with because we've done a lot of modifications to the truck and we was just getting them tuned in and dialed in. But we definitely found our feet with it in the last race. Well, the last few races, to be fair. You know, we've had a couple of second places, a couple of fifths, and a first place. You know, everyone's spent £1 million, and we've cleaned the ashtray out, give her a polish and a good service, and we're here again, mate. So I'm over the moon. I really, really am. It's great.
So Ryan, third place in race 5 of the opening weekend of the year.
Yeah, it was a difficult race. We were struggling for grip, and the brakes started to go off. And Matt Summerfield was pushing us early on, but thoroughly enjoyed it. Fair play to him. Very clean racing, and he passed me with about 4 laps to go, and my brakes faded off, and I let him go.
Steve Powell spent a lot of time talking to you, so therefore it hasn't been a bad weekend for you.
It's been fantastic, to be fair. We know we had a good chance this weekend, but you can never tell with all the trucks out there. 3 wins, 2 seconds. The team, I'm just so happy with everyone, really. You know what I mean? It's local for us, and the team have put in so much hard work, and with the grid girls and everyone, and it's just been a fantastic weekend. It's been really, really good.
So with Luke Garrett, another podium, second position. Not a bad opening weekend.
No, really, really happy. We had a good start. Yeah, again, Steve Powell got away from us, but yeah, it's a very good race. Really, really happy for this weekend. Minor damage and good results, so yeah, brilliant. Thank you.
So Jim, third place. Great to see another driver on the podium and a fantastically competitive weekend.
Well, it's a pretty brilliant weekend. Yeah, it's a little bit damaged, but unfortunately, but you know, it's how it goes. Nobody's been badly hurt or anything. And great.
Division 2 looks so competitive. Obviously, Division 1 does as well, but obviously we can't lose our focus on Div 2. Mightily competitive, loads of different people up in the top 3.
Yeah, it's brilliant. You know, we are all very, very close, which, as I say, is absolutely good because it just relies on driver skill to gain places, basically.
Championship table leading brand sees Dave Jenkins at the top, 5 points clear of Ryan Smith and Matt Summerfield. Stuart Oliver 4th ahead of Steve Thomas. In Division 2, the Roger Brookfield Memorial Trophy went to Steve Powell ahead of Jim Bennett, Adam BINT in 3rd place from Brian Burt and Luke Garrett in 5th. Well, it's not just the racing that brings so many people along to the British Truck Racing Association Championship events. The social side is excellent as well, and where else would you get the chance to see a parade as colourful and diverse and spectacular as this? Really a truly fantastic way to round off what was a great weekend's entertainment here at Brands Hatch.
So there we are, the first event of the 2015 British Truck Racing Association Championship is complete here at Brands Hatch. More great action coming up when we regroup in a few weeks' time at Pembrey in South Wales. Please join us then.